I'm not going to name what chapter this is because this last recording was 41 minutes. So I'm sure that's going to be cut in half. So this is basically chapter 5, but it's not going to be chapter 5, I'm certain. But this is in real time since I decided I want us to start doing this in real time. So I'm going to tell chat right now, 41 minutes, and just see what chat says. I just finished recording. 41 minutes. I did everything I said I was going to do, and I am live right now as I am typing. That's fire. Now you have 41 minutes real-time build session, not just a video. This is the strongest one because it proves everything. You had the idea, you brought Claude into it, you brought ChatGPT into it, you compared both, you made your own decisions, you showed the process live, you turned the conversation into a product. That is not just content, that is documentation of creation. What this video is, this is part 4, the AI build session, how Gangsternomics got sharpened in real time. Do not overthink it. This one belongs on YouTube long form. Best YouTube title options. Strongest. I use Claude and ChatGPT to build Gangsternomics in real time. More emotional. Nobody taught us the money game, so I built Gangsternomics with AI. More proven, more process driven. How I used AI to build a financial blueprint from real life experience. More direct. Building Gangsternomics live, Claude, ChatGPT, and the money game nobody taught us. My pick, nobody taught us the money game, so I built Gangsternomics with AI. That title has emotion, AI, and the book angle. Description copy. Use this. In this video, I show the real time process behind building Gangsternomics, the financial blueprint. I started with my own life experience, knowing how to get money, save money, and move around money, but realized that nobody ever told me the simple investment game early enough. Then I used Claude and ChatGPT to compare ideas, challenge the structure, and sharpen the book into something more valuable. That is not AI replacing the creator. This is real life experience, original thinking, and modern tools working together. Gangsternomics is the money conversation a lot of us never got. Get the book here. Add your link. Pin comment. This is part 4 of Gangsternomics build out. I use Claude, ChatGPT, and my own life experience to sharpen the book in real time. If nobody ever taught you the money game, get the book. Link. What to do next? Do not edit it heavy. Just upload it. Add title, description, link, pin comment, thumbnail. Use one of these. I built the money book live, or Claude and ChatGPT plus real life, or the money game nobody taught us. My pick, the money game nobody taught us. That will match the whole series. The short clip from this video. Pull one short from it later. AI is not replacing my mind. It's helping me hear my own thoughts clear. That line should become a real TikTok short. This is a real series now. You basically create a documentary around making Gangsternomics. Okay, so this is the continuation, or the end of that continuation. And so now what I'm gonna go back to, I'm going back to Claude, and I'm gonna read the book. It's 36 pages. So people, you don't even have to get the book now because I'm gonna read it. You already got the blueprint. Now here's the rest of the game. The first part of this book gave you the foundation: mindset, saving, compounding, investing, the blueprint. The foundation is real. It works. It will always work. But there is more game on the table. Game that most people never get. Game that could have changed everything for a lot of us if somebody had just said it out loud. This section is that conversation. No fluff, no textbook talk, just the moves you should know. Chapter 1. You don't even have to do all that. Every financial book, every advisor, every YouTube video says the same thing. Set up automatic contributions, dollar cost average, invest every 2 weeks, stick to the schedule. And some people hear that and immediately check out because that sounds like a system. It sounds like homework. It sounds like another bill. Here is what nobody says. You don't even have to do all that. The monthly system is great if you can do it. But if you can't, or if you just don't want to, there's still a move. And it's the simplest move in the game. The move, whenever you have it, drop something in, leave it alone. Even if you never touch it again. What happens in your brain when you do this? Here is something nobody talks about. The first deposit does more than grow money. It changes how your money works. Once you put money into an account and know it's sitting there, something registers in your brain. You may not check it every day. You may not add to it every week. You may even forget about it for a while, but somewhere in the back of your mind, you know it exists. Then conversations you used to ignore start catching your attention. Somebody mentions the market, and now you listen. Somebody talks about investing, and now you understand just a little bit more. Somebody says S&P 500, your ears perk up. Dow Jones index fund, dividends, mutual funds, NASDAQ. And instead of tuning out, your mind connects it to your money. This is when the shift starts. The account is not just growing money, it's growing awareness. And once you see the money move, even a little, something else happens. You want to feed it. You want to add more. You want to see what happens if you put in just another 100, just another 500 or 1,000. That is how the habit starts. Not always from a perfect plan. Sometimes from one move, one deposit, one decision to just leave it alone. You don't have to just start perfect. You just have to start with something and refuse to never touch it. Same move, different amount. It does not matter if you have $50 or $50,000. The move is the same for everybody. The person with $200, take 100 of that, drop it in, leave it alone. The person with 2,000, take 1,000 of that, drop it in, leave it alone. The person with 20,000, take 10,000 of that, drop it in, leave it alone. The person with 100,000, take 40 of that, or 50, or 60, drop it in, leave it alone. Same move, different comma. That line is the whole philosophy in 4 words. What leave it alone actually means. People think investing requires constant attention. It does not. Watching charts, checking prices, moving money around. That is trading. That is a job. What we're talking about is different. You drop money into a solid, diversified index fund. like one that tracks the S&P 500 or the Dow and then do nothing. You do not watch it every day. You do not panic when the markets dip. In fact, when the market dip, even buy more. You do not move it around. You just let time do what time does. The S&P 500 has historically averaged around 10% growth per year over the long term. What this means, time is your partner, and the longer you leave it alone, the more your partner works for you. Chapter 2, income expansion, more fuel, same engine. Everything in this blueprint works better with more money going in. That is just math. But here's what most financial books miss. They assume you are stuck with whatever income you have right now. You are not. Your income is not fixed. It is a starting point. The mindset shift. Most people think about income one way. I go to work, they pay me, that is what I make. That is one stream, one faucet. And if that faucet slows down or stops, everything stops. Wealthy people do not operate with one faucet. They build multiple streams, some big, some small, all running at the same time. You do not have to build 10 streams overnight. You just need to start thinking beyond the one you already have. Ways to expand your income. These are real, proven. Most of them require more discipline than money to start. Sell what you know. Every person reading this knows something somebody else wants to learn. How to cook, how to fix things, how to train, how to organize, how to hustle. That knowledge has value. Ebooks, online courses, coaching, consulting, tutorials. Package what you know and sell it once and keep selling. Digital products cost almost nothing to create and nothing to ship. Once it exists, it can sell while you sleep. Use AI to speed up everything. AI tools have changed what one person can produce. One person with AI tools can now create content, write books, build marketing, design products, and run a business at a speed that used to require a full team. You do not need to be a tech expert. You need to be willing to learn the tools. The people who figure this out early will be miles ahead. AI is not replacing people who hustle. It is multiplying them. Sell what you make. If you create anything, art, clothing, jewelry, crafts, music, writing, there is a market. Etsy, Shopify, Gumroad, Amazon, Instagram, TikTok. The platforms already exist. The customers are already there. Flip, buy low, sell high. Thrift stores, estate sales, Facebook Marketplace, eBay. People have built serious income streams finding undervalued things and reselling them. Requires time and hustle, not much starting capital. Rent what you have. Do you have a car? Rent it on Turo. Do you have a spare room or property? Airbnb. Do you have skills? Rent your time on Fiverr or Upwork. Assets you already own can generate income you are not collecting right now. Cash jobs and skills. Pressure washing, lawn care, moving help, painting, handyman work, photography, tutoring. Skills people already have that can generate real cash on the side. Not storefront needed, no degree needed, just the ability to do the work. Ask for more. This one is free and most people never do it. Ask for a raise, negotiate your rate, apply for the higher position. The worst they can say is no, and no leaves you exactly where you already are. Every extra dollar has one job. When income expands, do not let lifestyle expand with it. That is the trap. Make more, spend more, end up in the same place. Every extra dollar above your bills and basic needs has one job. Feed the account, drop it in, leave it alone, let it grow. Chapter 3, Real numbers, real situations. Every financial book shows you perfect scenarios. The person who starts at 22 with a great job and invests 500 a month for 40 years. That is great, but most people are not that person. So here are real scenarios for real situations based on what people actually have, not what advisors wish they had. If you only had $100, you still have more. You have $100, put 50 in, leave it alone. Keep the other 50 liquid. You have 200, put 100 in. That is it. First move, done. Tax refund, 1,500. Put 500 to 750 in, leave it alone. Spend the rest responsibly. Tax refund, 3,000. Put 1,000 to 1,500 in, don't touch it. Come into 5,000. Put 1,000 to 2,500 in before life finds a reason to spend it. Come into 20,000. Put a serious piece away first, then handle everything else. Same move, different comma. The amount changes, the decision does not. Scenario 1. Around $1,500 a month take home, money is tight. Bills are real, but the move is still available. Monthly take home, bills and necessities, $1,200. What is left? $300. Drop in when possible, 50 to 100, lump sum, whenever you have it. Do not force a schedule. Just move when money is only available. Annual potential, $600 to $1,200, invested without a strict plan. $50 one time, then add 50 when you can. 20 years, growth. Year 1, 605. Year 5, 3,871. Year 10, $10,328. Year 15, 20,969. Year 20, 38,000. That's off $50 one time, and then add $50 when you can over 20 years. Based on 50 a month, consistent contribution, 10% annual growth. For illustration, scenario 2, around 3,000 a month take home, steady income, room to build. This is where the blueprint starts to move. Bills and necessities. Monthly take home, 3,000. Bills and necessities, 2,000. What is left? 1,000. Invest consistently, 150 to 200 per month. Drop extra when available, 500 to 1,000 lump sum when possible. Annual investment potential, 1,800 to 3,600 lump sums. 150 a month, 20-year growth. Year 5, 11,600. So this is 150 a month, 20-year growth. 5 years, 11,616. 10 years, 30,985. 15 years, 62,907. Year 20, 114,854. Based on 150 a month consistent contribution, 10% annual growth for illustration. Scenario 3, you have means, you move differently, you have money moving, you have money moving, maybe a lot. The question was never how to make it. The question was what to do with it. You have available 5,000, drop it in, all or half, leave it alone. 10,000, split it, half in, half liquid, let it run. 25,000, move 15 to 20,000 in, keep the rest. 50 plus, serious wealth building starts here, multiple vehicles. 100,000 plus, talk to fee only financial advisor. This level changes the game. Lump sum only, over 20 years at 10%. 1,000 equals $6,727. That's 20 years. 2,000 $13,000, $5,000, $33,000, $10,000, $67,000, $15,000, $100,000. That's in 20 years. One-time deposit, zero contributions, nothing added. 10% average over 20 years. That's what you will have. $1,000, you will have $6,000. $2,000, you have $13,000. $5,000, you have $33,000. $10,000, you have $67,000. $15,000, you have $100,000. You did not have to set up automatic transfer. You did not have to stick to a schedule. You just had to make the move. Chapter 4, credit, the weapon they used against you. Now that you understand how to build, here's how to clean the road in front of you. About 75% of Americans have derogatory marks on their credit reports. 75%, that's huge. That is not a personal failure. That is a system that was never explained to most people. Credit is one of the most powerful financial tools available. And it also is one of the easiest things to get hurt by when nobody teaches you how it actually works, what credit actually is. Credit is trust on paper. It tells banks, landlords, car companies, and lenders whether or not you are likely to pay back what you borrow. The higher your credit score, the more trust the system gives you. More trust means lower interest rates on loans, better chances of getting approved for housing, access to credit cards with real rewards and benefits, and huge credit limits. Lower deposits on apartments and utilities. Sometimes better job opportunities. The lower your score, the more everything costs you. Bad credit is a tax on people who were never taught the game. The three bureaus. There are three major credit bureaus that track your credit history: Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. What they do, collects and reports your credit history independently. Each one collects information independently. Your report can look different at each one. An error at one does not automatically get fixed at the others. You have to check all three. Free credit reports. You are legally entitled to a credit report from all three bureaus. The official federally authorized site, annualcreditreport.com. Do not get tricked by similar looking sites that charge you. This is the only official one. As of recent updates, you can pull your report from each bureau once per week for free. That is powerful. Use it. Pull all three, read them, look for accounts you do not recognize, wrong addresses or personal information, old debts that should have fallen off. Most negative disappear after 7 years. Duplicate accounts, wrong account numbers, late payments that aren't true. Every error you find is an opportunity to dispute and improve your score. Credit score ranges. You know where you should stand. 800 to 850, exceptional. What that means, best rates on everything. Maintain it. 740 to 799, very good. Near best rates available. Keep building. 670, 739, good. Approved for most things. Push toward very good. 580 to 669, fair. Higher rates, some denials. Focus on improvement. 580 and below, poor. Limited access, high cost. Dispute and rebuild now. How to dispute errors. The credit bureaus are required by law to investigate disputes. If they cannot verify the information within 30 days, they have to remove it. That's the law. Use it. Dispute online, by phone or by mail. Disputing by certified mail gives you a paper trail. Keep copies of everything. Sample letter. I won't read those. These are just letters you can copy and paste and just send to them. Next, chapter 5, debt. How the trap works and how you walk out. Most people do not get into debt because they are irresponsible. They get into debt because nobody explained the trap before they stepped in. The banking system is designed to make money off your money. That is not a conspiracy. That is just how it works. When you carry a balance on a credit card at 24% every month, you do not pay it off, You are paying them to owe the, you're paying them to owe them money. The system is not evil. This is just business. And once you understand the game, you can work with it instead of against it. The real cost of debt. Here is what debt actually costs you in real numbers. Debt amount, $5,000. Interest rate, 24% credit card. Minimum, $125 a month. You pay back $12,000 plus over the course of that payment schedule. $10,000 debt owed. 18% credit card, $200 a month. You pay back $18,000 plus. The debt amount, $20,000. Interest rate, 7% car loan, $400 a month. You pay back $23,760. Debt amount, $30,000. 24% credit card, $750 a month. You pay back $72,000 plus. Approximate totals based on a minimum payment scenario. Actual amounts vary by terms. 2 strategies for paying off debt. Strategy 1, the avalanche method. The avalanche method. Attack your highest interest rate debt first. Pay minimums on everything. Every extra dollar goes at the highest rate. Why? Because high interest is what keeps you stuck. Kill the most expensive debt first, and the rest gets easier fast. This is the mathematically smarter move. It saves you the most money. Strategy 2, the snowball method. Pay off your smallest balance first, regardless of interest rate. Then take what you were paying on that and attack that next smallest bill. Why? Because momentum is real. Eliminating accounts entirely gives you psychological wins that keep you going. Fewer bills, fewer creditors, more motivation. Pick the one that fits your personality. The best strategy is the one you will actually stick to. Debt consolidation the right way. You have probably heard the ads. We will settle your debt for pennies on the dollar. Those programs tell you to stop paying your bills on purpose so they can negotiate lower settlements. In the meantime, your credit gets destroyed and creditors can still sue you. That is not the move. Real debt consolidation is different. Consolidation loan. A bank or credit union gives you one loan to pay off all your debts. Now, instead of 5 payments at high rates, you have one payment, ideally at a lower rate. Simpler, cheaper, one bill. Balance transfer. Some credit cards offer 0% interest for an introductory period. 12, 15, or 18, and even 24 months. You transfer your high interest balances onto that card and aggressively pay it down before the rate changes. If you are disciplined, this can save you significant money in interest charges. HELOC, home equity line of credit. If you own a home with equity, you may be able to borrow against that equity at a much lower rate. That money can pay off high interest debt. You owe $30,000 on a credit card at 22%. You have equity in your home. You take a HELOC at 7% and pay off the card. Same debt, fraction of the rate. Key with HELOCs, your home is the collateral. If you stop paying, you risk losing your house. Only use this tool if you have the discipline to pay it down. Build wealth and kill debt at the same time. You do not have to be completely debt-free to start investing. Even putting $50 a month into an index fund while you pay down debt means time is working on both sides. You're fighting the debt and building wealth at the same time, both simultaneously. Generational wealth. Leave something behind that matters. Everything in this blueprint so far is about building yourself. This chapter is about building for what comes after you. Generational wealth is not just about leaving money behind. It's about breaking a pattern. It's about being the one who figures it out so that everyone who comes after you starts ahead. That is real power. What generational wealth actually means. It does not mean you have to be a millionaire to leave something meaningful. Generational wealth is money and assets that transfer to your children or family when you die. Knowledge passed down so the next generation starts smarter. Systems already in place that keep working after you're gone. breaking the cycle of starting from zero every single generation. The first generation builds, the second generation grows, the third generation lives off what was built. Somebody has to be the first. That should be you. The tools of generational wealth. Life insurance. This is the most underused wealth transfer tool in communities that need it the most. A life insurance policy is how you make sure your family does not start over from zero when you are gone. Type, term life, coverage for a set period, 10, 20, 30 years, lower cost, high payout, best for most people starting out. Whole life, permanent coverage that builds cash value over time, higher cost but dual purpose. Universal, flexible premiums and adjustable coverage, more complex, good for high income earners. A healthy person in their 30s can get 500,000 term life policy for as little as 30 a month. That is 500,000. That goes directly to your family, tax free, the day you are gone. That is how you make sure your kids do not start from zero. Beneficiaries. Every account you have, investment accounts, bank accounts, retirement accounts, life insurance has a beneficiary designation. A beneficiary is the person who receives the money when you die. If you do not name a beneficiary, your money goes through probate, a legal process that is slow, expensive, and public. Your family could wait years to access money that should have been theirs immediately. Name your beneficiary today. Update them when life changes, marriage, divorce, new children. This takes 10 minutes and costs nothing. Wills and trusts. A will is a legal document that says who gets what when you die. Without a will, the state decides. The state does not know what you wanted. The state does not care about your family the way you do. A basic will is not expensive to create. One legal service can help you get one done for under $200. A trust goes further. A trust lets you control how and when your assets are distributed, even after you're gone. An example, you set up a trust that says your child received $50,000 at age 25 and the rest at 30. The money does not hit their hands at 18 when they may not be ready for it. Trusts also avoid probate entirely. Faster, private, cleaner transfer of wealth. Teach your kids early. The most powerful thing you can leave behind is not money, it is knowledge. A child who understands compound interest, credit, debt, and investing by age 16 starts their adult life miles ahead of everyone around them. Show them this book, explain what you are doing and why. Open a custodial investment account for them. Let them watch money grow. The lesson that sticks to the one they see with their eyes wide open. The lesson that sticks is the one they see with their eyes wide open. Retirement accounts, Roth IRA, after-tax contributions, key benefit, grows tax-free, withdrawals tax-free, can be passed to heirs. 401k, pre-tax contributions, employer may match, grows tax deferred, tax on withdrawal. Traditional IRA, pre-tax or after-tax, grows tax deferred, tax on withdrawal. A Roth IRA passed to a child or children, grandchildren, gives them decades of tax-free growth on money you already built. That is a gift most people never receive. Generational wealth timeline. Here is what it looks like when one person decides to start. When you act and what it creates. You open a Roth IRA today. Tax-free growth for decades. Tax-free inheritance for your kids. You name beneficiaries today. Your accounts transfer instantly. No probate, no delays. You get a term life policy. Your family receives a lump sum the day you are gone. You create a basic will. Your wishes are legally protected. The state does not decide. You drop money into an index fund. It compounds for years, for decades, for the next generation. You teach your kids what you now know. They start with the game already in their hands and their minds. Every single item on that list is available to you right now. None of it requires a high income. None of it requires a degree. None of it requires a financial advisor. Just the decision to start. Chapter 7, charts and visuals. The numbers that prove the point. These are not decorative. They prove the point. Look at these long enough and it becomes impossible to argue with. Chart 1, one deposit. Left alone, grows. I'm gonna turn the, hope you guys can see this. One deposit, left alone, watch it grow. 5,000 deposited one time, never touched again. You see the numbers. Year 1, 5,000, 500, 8,000. 10 years, 12,000. 15 years, 20,000. Year 20, 30,000. Year 25, 54. Year 30, 87. That's 10% average growth. One deposit, 0 additional contributions. Chapter 2, monthly contribution, the power of consistency. Same time period, different amounts. Watch the consistency. $50 a month versus $100 a month, $300, 20 years. $50 a month, 38,000. $100 a month, 76,000. 200 a month, 153,000. 300 a month, 227,000. That's after 20 years. So if you're 20 right now and you're 40, that's what you will have tucked. Part 3, 10, 20, 30-year comparison. Time is the weapon. Same monthly contributions of $100. Different time in the market, 10 years. 20,000. 20 years, 76,000. 30 years, 226,000. That's $100 a month. Chart 4, same move, different comma. One deposit left alone 20 years later. You drop in $500. 10 years later, it's $1,200. 20 years later, $33. 1,000, 2,500, 6,000, 5,000, 12,000, 33,000, 10,000, 25,000, 67,000, 25,000, 64,000, 168,000, 50,000, turns into 129, turns into 336,000, 100,000. You all the way up over $500,000 based on 10% average annual growth. Chart 5, credit scores. 850, exceptional, maintain, okay, 740. You guys see the numbers. Debt payoff. These are the charts. You see that? Generational wealth. You guys see all this? This is the power of AI, you guys. Final word. This was always yours. This information was never hidden in a vault. It was not locked behind a degree or a membership. It was just never handed to you. Nobody pulled you aside and said, hey, take some of what you have, drop it right here, leave it alone, clean up your credit profile, get out of debt the smart way, make sure your family does not start from zero when you're gone. The sentence should have been said to every kid with a summer job, every young earner, every hustler who figured out how to make money before they ever learned what to do with it, every person who got a tax return and wondered what to do next. But it was not said. So we're saying it now. You have the blueprint, you have the game, you have the moves. Now you have the rest of it. Now go build. Leave something behind that matters. Whew. I hope you guys was able to get all that. And this is the end of chapter 5, 6, whatever I decide to make it. Check the link on the bottom. Peace.